Walking the storm with Jesus and Mary. Oh yes, we are going through the storm as a human family, the whole world. Who would think that such a thing could have been possible? We have heard about the plague in so many times in the past and so far away from us in history, but we never expected that we were going to go through that today. And we are. And so, what do we do? It's very little we can do to stop it because it's up to God, really. You know, so many people are working on a vaccine, so many people are working on a remedy to the pandemic, to this virus, and such few results so far. We only hear that this virus continues propagating everywhere in the world, all around the world, and nothing stops it. So when we are placed in a situation like this, as a human family, we also have the greatest options that God has given to us as Catholics, and it is to really challenge ourselves to see what we are about and what we are doing about it in relationship with the faith. How much faith do we really have? And is this an opportunity while we are in this quarantine to grow spiritually and to realize that we need to have a real a spiritual experience with our lives now more than ever, now that all the distractions of the world stopped. Maybe you still have lots of noise coming in through the social media and your entertainment, whatever it is, through TV and movies and what have you. There's so much going on that you don't need to move from home in order to be involved with it. But if we are conscious of what God is asking us to do during these times, then we know we have to lower the volume of all this noise of the world and all the distractions. Because if God sent us home, as He has done with the whole world, He's telling us something. He's regrouping us. He is sending us home to become silent, to stop all this rushing, to stop all this greed, and stop all this running around after the wind. And this is clear because you see, when you read the news, all you read is the threats for the world economy, and people are concerned about so many things, and it's understandable because we live in the material world and people have to be responsible, and we all have obligations, responsibilities. We have to be alert and prepare. It's only prudent to do that. But at the same time, people that don't have God, the God they have is money, is their plans, because they think life depends on them, and they are the doers of life and the makers of life, and who knows what else. That's why we have abortion and euthanasia, and we have all these horrible ideologies today, gender ideologies, and so many things that are so evil. And it's because people think they are who they are. You know, they think God doesn't exist, and so they are God. And this is a good question today. What are they thinking while they are locked up, afraid of this virus that is roaming around, and that they cannot do nothing to stop it? So we really pray that the situation we're living in today could be the opportunity for the conversion of many hearts, and for the changing of the heart of many people, and especially for those that are baptized and falling away from the faith. Maybe they return. Only God can change the hearts. All we can do is, like St. Paul teaches us, we plant the seed, we water it along the way, but only God can make it grow. So we have to also always be aware of that. I think that what is happening right now in the world with this pandemic is God making it grow. Making grow everything we have planted so far. Because there's nothing we can do to change this world. There's nothing we can do to save this world other than go as these messengers that we have been sent through the church to proclaim the good news of Jesus and to tell people that we believe in Him, that in our lives God has made a difference because we have hope and we have faith and joy in our hearts in spite of all the events of this world. So now we understand that God is calling us to really, really be spiritual. This is a great calling, a great opportunity for us to do this. Because you see, you can go to a lot of retreats and experience a lot of the mysteries of God in different levels according to whatever spiritual exercises you participate. But this is different because this is not something you chose. You didn't choose to come into quarantine. You were sent to quarantine. It's like mandatory. Something external happened and it locked you up. It's like you were sent home. You were sent to stay still, and everything you were doing stopped. Some people continue because they work through the internet, but those are few. And now every day, the longer this goes on, the less you can really do, and things come to a stop sometime. We hope that we get the remedy for this virus and we go back to normality. It's going to take a long time for things to get back to normal, but maybe we will one day. Maybe we will not. We don't know. Only God knows. But one thing is for sure, God walks with us through our history. We make our history because we are the ones that were given this creation, this world, to administer. And depending on what we do with it, that's how we make our history. And God doesn't get involved with that. He walks with us through our history. And our history makes our future also. So here we are. We are walking with our own history, and God is walking along with us. And He supports us as far as our needs, like having strength, like being wise, being prudent. All of that is part of what God does with us. But He does not interfere in our walking through our history. He let us make our history. And this is very important to understand because it is a mystery. It is important to know that God uses our own history to teach us. He teaches us with our own walking in making our history daily, day by day. Now, what can we conclude from this reflection? We can conclude only one thing. We are in a quarantine, and no one knows how this is going to develop and how this is going to end. But what is most important for us as Catholics is to use this for the best, which is a spiritual growth, to learn how to really change our hearts and become really wise and holy so that we can make a difference, and from our little corner, let God use us as instruments of salvation to so many people that are dying away from the loved ones because people cannot even get close to them, not even for the funeral. So this is a very difficult time for many people. For sure, many people are dying while I'm speaking, and many people will still die in the near future. So we pray for all of them, and we ask God to use us, and to become good instruments for God, we need to be very holy.